RadioNower.it, io sono Steve e questa sera nuovo episodio di Hidden Gems con me c'è Raffo.
Un saluto a te Steve, un saluto ai nostri ascoltatori.
Ospite di puntata, The Memory of Snow. Hi Alben.
Hello.
Welcome to Radio Nowhere.
Thank you very much.
Ok, come avete intuito, insomma, Alben è un artista francese e parla inglese e francese, quindi andremo a fare le domande prima in italiano, poi in inglese. Raffo, lascio a te la parola.
Tell us the beginning of this project, Memory of Snow, when it all began. Ho chiesto al nostro ospite che ci racconti l'inizio di questo progetto, Memory of Snow, quando è iniziato, com'è.
Yeah, well, the project began actually 1 year earlier when I was in Normandy in France, and somehow I just decided to make music again. I had been waiting for inspiration to come back for years actually, and well, it just started like that. It was just songs popping in my head, and I just had to write them, compose them, record them, and mix them, and it was really a natural process actually. It was really enjoyable to make.
Seconda domanda, quali sono le tue influenze musicali? Io ho notato che l'album è molto vario e che ci sono influenze evidenti degli anni '80 come Depeche Mode, Tears for Fears, ma ogni canzone ha la sua peculiarità. Ad esempio in Cool Rain ho sentito dello slowcore inizio anni '90 come Slint o Codeine, o nella successiva Drag non mi sarei stupito di sentire cantare Nick Cave. Sono questi musicisti di riferimento per te? What are your musical influences? Every song is peculiar in the album. I've heard some Depeche Mode or Tears for Fears influence from the 80s all over the record, but also something more specific in certain track. For example, in Cool Rain, I found some slowcore of the beginning of the 90s, such as Slint or Codeine, and in the following song, Drugs, I wouldn't have been surprised if I heard the voice of Nick Cave sing at some point. Are these artists a reference for you?
That's a nice question. Well, actually, yes, somehow. I would say that the main influences for the album were about mixing the 80s with the 90s. So there were a lot of influences regarding Depeche Mode, Tears for Fears, as you said, Eyeless in Gaza as well, the sound, etc. But also 90s influences with a 90s album such as There's Dusk, which is a great album, I think. So I was really trying to mix all these influences together, and it was. Well, it's kind of an eclectic album actually, because it's really an album that pays tribute to my influences. So I just put the songs together as they came, really, basically. And I just wanted to have all these musical influences together, which led out to really, I would say, I think that the album is not homogenic, I would say. It's quite diverse in terms of musical styles. But at the same time, it has something quite cohesive. I mean, the sound is cohesive, and there's something about the songs and about the lyrics as well that's just, that just makes the memory of snow, really, basically. So, yeah, it's a kind of a patchwork of influences, but all put together and cooked together, so to speak, in the same music.
La mia domanda invece sarà sul motivo del nome Memory of Snow, perché hai scelto questo nome, e anche sul fatto che è un progetto che sembra una one man band, però lo sentiamo anche dal diretto interessato. So first of all, why the Memory of Snow? Was the origin of this name? And also, is it a one man band properly? Do you play all the instruments? Do you write everything, or do you have people helping you with this project?
I did everything by myself. I mean, it was really how I wanted to work. I just wanted to do everything. It was quite an intimate project, to be quite completely honest. I just had to do everything. It was there was this period of my life where I just felt like I had to get these songs out, and that these songs were really mine. So I just wanted to do everything by myself, and I just really wanted to I mean, to write the songs, compose the music, record it, and also mix and master the tracks. So it was quite an intimate and quite personal journey, actually. Um, so yeah, in that sense, it's not a collaborative album at all. It's a very much a solo album from beginning to the end. But which does not mean that I won't make music with other folks for a second album, for instance.
Quanti strumenti hai suonato o hai usato dei samples? How many instruments have you played or have you used some samples?
Yeah, I used a lot of different instruments, actually, a lot of different sounds. I also used samples, um, and that's why you can use a lot of different things. Oh, you have a church bell. That's very gothic. So yeah, in that sense, there are a lot of different sounds, a lot of different things. Some of them are live, and some of them are samples. So I think that's why you get all this feeling that is, well, at the same time very synthetic and also organic, and that's really peculiar, I think, for this album. But that's how I wanted to make things.
Una delle domande che facciamo sempre è la difficoltà che hanno i nuovi artisti a emergere, visto la grande quantità di mezzi di comunicazione, insomma, di modi per fare musica, e quindi che cosa si fa per cercare di emergere, se è uno degli obiettivi. One of the questions that we always ask every artist, these times there are thousands of ways you can make music, you can promote music. So if on one hand you have a lot of means to try to get famous, also you have many opponents trying the same route. What do you do to promote yourself? Do you think it's easier now than years ago? Do you feel it's harder?
Well, I would say that at first, one would think that it's easier because you have a lot of tools that you can use. You have the social networks, so it's quite convenient to just create stuff, create your own web page, your Bandcamp page, your pages on social networks, so you can have the feeling that everything will be quite easy. But it's not. Actually, it's very hard because there are so many people, so many musicians creating stuff online that once you've done that, you just have to go through all this mass of pages and try to find your public. And this is quite hard because you have to pay for a lot of services, and it's hard to find a label in this perspective. But at the same time, I really wanted to make this music without any pressure, to be honest. So I wasn't looking for a label contract, but it was nice to get in touch with Alka Record label. And I'm just taking things as they come, really, because there was no pressure for this album to make. There is no pressure for the next steps. Now that I'm engaged with the label, I really want to make things good. So let's see where this goes. But I think it's, I wouldn't say it's easier. I think it's harder because there are so many different propositions now, and especially in the style of the kind of music I make, which is not the kind of mainstream pop music, R&B, etc., or rap music. So when you do some indie 80s, 90s influence stuff, basically not a lot of people want to hear this stuff anymore. But it's okay. I think if you make music, it's for passion as well. So I'm okay with that, really. But well, just to answer your question quickly, I would say that it appears to be a lot easier than before, but actually I think it's a little bit harder than it was.
E una curiosità che vorrei togliere appunto riguardo sulla collaborazione con Alka, che è un'etichetta di Ferrara, insomma, al bene francese. Why did you choose Alka Records? How did you become in contact? How did it all start? Because it's unusual to see a French artist under an underground Italian label.
Yeah, I just sent the music to Alka Records, really. I think I can't remember which track I sent to them, to Massimiliano, but basically I just sent the tracks through a platform called Groover, I think, if I can remember well. And well, this guy from Alka Records label, Maximiliano Lambertini, just liked the track, and he got in touch with me and proposed to sign a contract, sign a deal, basically for this album. So it was the miracle of the internet, so to speak.
Cosa dici? Ascoltiamo la prima canzone, Steve?
Ascoltiamo la prima canzone.
La
We're
facciamo
now-
scegliere, direi, al diretto interessato.
Oh, probably a simple song. It really represents one of the main vibes of the album. Yeah, a simple song.
Let's go.
Bentornati agli ascoltatori di Radio Nowhere e a chi ci segue invece da YouTube. A chi ci guarda su YouTube si sta anche godendo uno scorcio interessante di Britannia, mentre il nostro ospite viene intervistato. Io mi ricollego all'ultima domanda che ha fatto Steve prima della canzone, e chiedendo quindi dell'etichetta, perché il 17 di novembre di questo album, Home is Where Your Heart Aches, è uscita una versione deluxe per il mercato italiano. Cosa in più rispetto all'originale questa versione dell'album, e dove è possibile acquistarla? Your record, Home is Where Your Heart Aches, has been published at the beginning of November, but the 17th, a deluxe edition, has been published for the Italian market. What has this version of the album more than the traditional one, where it can be bought?
Well, you can stream it on the internet, basically, so you can really buy it through the digital platforms, the traditional platforms, basically. And what is different is that there are 2 bonus tracks, which are the songs Men and Core, which I really liked, and I really hesitated to put them on the original version of the album initially. So it's a good surprise for the Italian people to get these 2 bonus tracks. They really add something to the album, in my opinion. And I just wanted to add another song that nicely closes the album, which is a cover of Peter Gabriel's Don't Break This Rhythm, which is a song I really like. I have liked for a long time, actually. I like, well, the rhythm of the song, the melody. There's something that is at the same time tribal and dreamy. So I just wanted to make a cover version of it. And yeah, I think it really closes the album perfectly at some point, because closing the album by singing Don't Break This Rhythm means that there will be a follow-up to the first album, and which I intend to do. So yeah, it's a sign that there will be more in the future.
Un'ultima curiosità, quando si parla di one man band c'è sempre il rischio, immagino, di un blocco dell'artista, e quindi la mia curiosità è come si può, come fa il band eventualmente a superare questi blocchi. Having a one man band project can be really difficult when you come across maybe some moments where you don't really know where the song can go to, where the music may have some in Italian we call it artist block, and we have something like that in French language as well. Is it ever happened to you while recording Home is Where the Heart Aches, and if so, how did you overcome difficulties?
Well, it didn't occur while recording the album. There was a really nice flow of songs going on, so everything was going, I mean, really perfectly well. But I've been experiencing a writer's block during, well, I would say almost 10 years before the Memory of Snow. I was playing and singing. I've been playing and singing in many bands from my teenager years to my young adult years. Bands like Dawn or Overcast, and I even did some solo stuff at some point in 2007, I think. And then all of a sudden, everything just went like a blackout. And well, you've got your personal and professional life going on, so you have to make choices. And music just was something that I wouldn't say wasn't enjoying music, because I always loved music, but I couldn't get a song out on myself. It was like a writer's block, really. And last year, I moved from one city to another. I moved to Normandy, as I said. And then all of a sudden, everything just popped out of my heart and of my mind. So all the songs just went flowing through my brain, and I just needed to get them out of my system. Basically, it was like a poison or like a disease. You know, you just got to get this out of your body, of your brain, of your mind. So, and then, well, you know, I mean, I hope that I will not experience some writer's block again in the future. But for the moment, I'm already working on songs for a second album. So I think that for the moment, everything is okay.
Senti, tu hai scelto il nome d'arte Memory of Snow, ne accennava Steve prima. Ha qualcosa a che fare questo col cambiamento climatico? Forse al punto in cui potremmo arrivare al punto in cui la neve resta solo nei nostri ricordi? You publish under the name The Memory of Snow. Has this something to do with climate change? If we arrive at a point in which the snow will only remain in our memories?
That's a nice question. Actually, there are three main reasons for naming the project The Memory of Snow. One of the reasons is about climate change, and you're right. Snow may become a memory in certain parts of the world, so we have to be careful, and I'm very aware of all these climate things going on. I mean, it's really something that fueled a lot of songs on the album. But there are also two other reasons. There's one reason linked to my childhood, when I was a little child in Luxembourg, and where there was a lot of snow in winter, and we were playing in the snow, etc., etc., and I just enjoyed this memory of snow, really. This is the second reason. And the third reason is that when I was in Finland in 2018, I had the chance to travel next to the Arctic Circle, and I saw the nature covered in snow and ice, and this was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. Really, there was this impression of serenity, of peace, and it was like sitting on the edge of the world and experience a very strange connection. So for these three reasons, I thought that The Memory of Snow was really the perfect name for what I wanted to do, musically speaking. It was intimately connected to my experiences, and I also thought that it could be a nice name for a one-man band.
Ringraziamo il nostro ospite, The Memory of the Snow, che ci ha presentato il suo nuovo album Home is Where the Heart Hates, e da parte di Steve e mia, per questa puntata di Hidden Gems è tutto. Per chi ci ascolta dalla radio, chiudiamo ascoltando la canzone Cool Rain.